Today I'm going to show you how to make this logo out of the word soda in Gravit Designer. Go to File, New Design, and open a new document. 1000 pixels by 1000 pixels is what I used. So the text tool is where we start. The big T on the top menu bar. And we get to choose a font. I used one near the top that's called Alada. You can choose whatever font you would like. And for the size, I changed it to 200, so pretty large. And I chose a color of black. So click anywhere on your canvas with your text tool and just start typing in the word soda in all caps, S-O-D-A. Then drag the cursor back over it to select it. And we're going to go to the Modify menu in the menu bar and go down to Paths and find Convert to Path and select it. Now we have changed our text into a regular path instead of text. So we're just going to deal with the text as shapes. And to deal with them as individual shapes, we're going to do another thing in the Modify menu. Under Path, we're going to split path. Now each of the individual shapes has become its own path. And you can select individual letters and move them. You can move them all closer to one another until they touch by selecting and moving with the arrow keys on your keyboard. You'll notice the insides of the letters are now their own shapes. So you can select the inside shape and the outside shape by holding down Shift. And if you want it to look like the font again, go up to the Compound Shape tool and subtract. And that will subtract the inside from the outside. So these are shapes now that you can modify. You can move them with the arrow keys. You can select them individually. If you choose your subselect tool and zoom in, you can select individual points and change the shapes like that by moving the points. Anything you could do with a regular shape, you can do with these letters now. So you can make lots of changes. One of the things I want to do is get rid of this horizontal bar on the A and replace it with a bubble. So I'm going to make a shape with my pen tool that I can subtract from the A. So there I've made a shape with my pen tool. I'm going to go back to my pointer tool. I'm going to try filling it with a color, different color, just so I can see it. There. Okay, if I select the new shape and I hold shift and select the A. This path and this compound shape. Subtract. There. Okay, now I want to replace that with a bubble, which I'll make with an ellipse. Hold down shift for a perfect circle. Hold the space bar so I can move it around. Next, I want to duplicate my ellipse with Command or Control D, and then go back up to the Modify menu and go to Path, Expand, Shrink to make an interior shape that's inside of the circle. We're going to give this a negative value of minus 10 and hit OK. Now it's made another shape inside. If I select the interior shape, already is selected, then I select the exterior shape by holding down shift. Again, go up to the compound shape tool and subtract. And that will make the interior white again. So let's zoom out so we can see what we're doing. Okay, next I just like to delete this O and replace it with a perfect circle. So I just select it and delete it. And then I'm going to create a new O that's in the shape of a bubble, so perfectly round. With my shift key held down, I'll make a circle. Hold down spacebar so I can move it where I want. Move that around to get it right where you want it. And then we're going to go through the same process that we did for the smaller bubble. We're going to duplicate the ellipse with a Command or Control D. Go to the Modify menu, go down to Path, and Expand, Shrink. This time I'm going to enter a minus 15 and hit OK. And then with the center already selected, I'm going to hold shift and select the outside of the O, and I'm going to go to the compound shape tool and subtract. Okay, we're getting really close to being done. All I want to do now is put some more bubbles above the O, and I can do that just by selecting this small bubble and copy and paste or duplicate with a Command Control D, then move the copy up here. You can make it a little smaller. And then duplicate again. And move the copy over. Oop. I don't know what happened there. Let's make it a little smaller. Move it down. Move them around until you like the design. Go to this one, smaller one, and duplicate it again. The Control or Command D. And make it smaller. Okay. So that is just about finished. You may want to make some more slight adjustments to the position or size of your elements. When you're all done, then select everything. You can do that in the Layers panel. by selecting the top shape, top layer, and going down to the bottom layer, holding Shift and clicking the bottom layer. When they're all grayed, they're all selected. So I can change the color to green, and it should affect everything. And then while it's all still selected, I'm going to group items up in the menu bar so that they can all be resized and saved as a group, copied and pasted as a group. And that's about all. Don't forget to save your work, and I'll see you next time.